Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I'm getting ready to view solar eclipse on October 14th. It's a really interesting one because Thomas Rhett sang about meeting his wife on October 14th, and the last time a famous singer sang about a day that had an eclipse. It was a lunar eclipse. It was Saturday in the park, and there was a lunar eclipse. It was 2020, and really bad things happened that year. So I'm a little bit nervous about this year. What makes this year even more interesting is that October 13th falls on a Friday, and so unfortunately, I love all my students so much. I'll probably race to Albuquerque and race back and not really miss any work. But I was talking to a friend of mine from Ukraine, and I don't think I need to tell you guys what kind of a country Ukraine is, but they get 3, 4 weeks of vacation time every year. And I've never been to Ukraine. I've been pretty close to Ukraine, Bialystok, which is former Ukraine. And I can kind of see why they would get a lot of vacation. See, in Eastern Europe, most people vacation in the same way, right? The beaches are usually pretty crowded over there. Most people actually know how to vacation, and everybody's pulling in the same direction, right? So here in the United States, imagine you're the boss, and on your vacation, you like to go out and see, I don't know, maybe you like to go to the Super Bowl. This year it was played in Phoenix. I don't know what the ticket price is, but they range from high to low, right? Depending on how good a seat you want, right? And then you have some subordinates, some of whom want to go to a board game meetup. Other people want to go to a Taylor Swift concert. Some people want to go see a solar eclipse. And you don't have this unified body that, I got to support your vacation because that's what I love to do as well, right? I really get the feeling during this whole quiet quit movement here in 2023, everybody's quiet quitting in a different direction. Some people want to have more time to spend with their children. Other people have hobbies. Other people want to retire early. And everybody's pulling in all different. Imagine a tug of war where everybody's trying to pull in a different direction, right? That's the sense I get here in the United States, right? It's unfortunate. If we all unified together in some way, I think we could get a heck of a lot more out of this. I wouldn't even call it a quiet quit, right? Get more out of this discussion, if you will. It's really sad because I go to the office and it seems like everybody pulls in all sorts of different directions, right? This past month, I was competing at a computer Olympia. Not too many people could understand what was going on. And then you got thank God I don't work at that tutoring center anymore. When I was working at the tutoring center, there was one week when Taylor Swift was performing here in Phoenix. So many of my students took off that week. I don't know why. Taylor Swift was probably only here for a few hours, but the whole week became very sparse for some reason. There were probably other things going on. And what's really frustrating is that most of my colleagues didn't want to work in a week that only had 6 hours of work. And so they pushed it all to me, which is fine. I love all the students. Whether they went to see Taylor Swift or they stayed behind to study, I love both of those activities. The problem is that it forces me to stay in Phoenix and get 6 hours of work, right? What the center could have done was still paid me for the regular 20, 25 hours. Because let's face it, nobody was going to take those 6 hours otherwise. We're pleasing our students, right? Unfortunately, so many people pull in so many different directions, right? You got this tug of war where somebody's pulling Taylor Swift, the other guy's pulling Super Bowl, lunar eclipse, computer Olympia, and all of a sudden there's no concentrated pull anymore, right? That's the unfortunate part. Over in Ukraine, they don't seem to do that, right? That's unfortunate. Actually, I was talking to See, this is exactly why I hate having to cook my own meals. I'm glad you guys witnessed that. I sincerely wish I could eat out every meal. I hate dealing with stuff like disasters like that. But I was just talking to a Polish Idol finalist that I know in person, and she actually claimed that it's a good thing she went on tour outside of the EU, because in Poland, or maybe in the EU as a whole, if you don't take your 2 weeks vacation or however many minimum days it is, they actually penalize you on your taxes. And so when she tours in the United States or in the UK or anywhere else, she could just claim that was a vacation. And that's the kind of attitude they have over there, right? But at least when people go on vacation, they pull in the same direction. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.